Welcome to On This Day, where we look back at the moments that made history, one day at a time. From major world events to the weird and unexpected, every date has a story. So, what happened on 12th of July? Let's find out. July 12th is a day that's seen breakthroughs in science, explosive events in politics, massive moments in pop culture, and a few oddball happenings that make you go, wait, that really happened? From the courtroom to the concert stage and even into outer space. This date reminds us that history can be anything but boring. Let's go back to 1962 when a band called the Rolling Stones played their very first gig at the Marquee Club in London. No one knew it at the time, but this scrappy group of blues-loving Brits was about to become one of the biggest rock bands in history. That night launched a legacy that's still rolling decades later. Now jump to 1998, when France won its first ever FIFA World Cup, and did it in style. They defeated Brazil 3-0 at home in Paris, sending the country into a frenzy of celebration. Zinedine Zidane scored twice with his head, and the whole world witnessed the birth of a new footballing powerhouse. Back in 1543, King Henry VIII married his sixth and final wife, Catherine Parr. She outlived him, a rare feat in Tudor England, and played a huge role in reuniting his children and stabilizing the court. Her survival is a story of political savvy, patience, and frankly, a good bit of luck. In 2006, Hezbollah launched a cross-border raid into Israel, capturing 2 Israeli soldiers. That triggered a full-scale conflict that lasted 34 days and affected civilians on both sides. The war caused massive damage and international outcry, reminding the world just how quickly tensions can erupt in the Middle East. Here's a dramatic twist in the sky. In 1979, the Skylab space station made its uncontrolled re-entry into Earth's atmosphere. Pieces scattered across Western Australia, and while no one was hurt, one local town cheekily fined NASA for littering. It wasn't paid, but it did make for a great story. Great. Jumping back to 1984, Democratic presidential candidate Walter Mondale made history by selecting Congresswoman Geraldine Ferraro as his running mate. She became the first woman ever nominated for vice president by a major U.S. party. It was a groundbreaking moment that paved the way for future generations of women in politics. In 1957, Dwight D. Eisenhower became the first U.S. president to fly in a helicopter. It was a short ride aboard a Bell UH-13J Sioux, but it opened the door for future presidents to take to the skies. And avoid traffic, of course. These days, Marine One is a standard part of presidential travel. Love discovering what happened on this day in history? Hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Now, let's head to 1945, when the first full-scale test of the plutonium core for the atomic bomb was assembled at the Trinity site in New Mexico. Just days later, it would be detonated, marking the dawn of the nuclear age. July 12th was the quiet before one of the loudest moments in history. On the entertainment side, in 1982, E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial topped the U.S. box office, becoming the highest-grossing film of all time at that point. Directed by Steven Spielberg, it wasn't just a movie. It was a cultural moment. Phone home, anyone? Back in 1804, former U.S. Treasury Secretary Alexander Hamilton died from wounds sustained in a duel with Vice President Aaron Burr. The duel had taken place the day before, but Hamilton passed on the 12th. His death ended a fiery political rivalry and secured his place as one of the most talked about founding fathers, even centuries later. In 2005, Prince Albert II of Monaco officially ascended to the throne following the death of his father, Prince Rainier III. His reign brought a new energy to the tiny principality, blending tradition with a more modern, environmentally conscious focus. Monaco may be small, but the royals still make big headlines. Let's rewind to 100 BC. The legendary Roman leader Julius Caesar was born. Or at least, that's the widely accepted date. His military brilliance, political ambition, and dramatic downfall changed the course of Roman history forever. Not bad for someone who gave us a month on the calendar and a Shakespearean death scene. In 1973, the Bahamas joined the United Nations, just 2 days after gaining independence from the United Kingdom. It was the country's formal entrance onto the world stage, and today the Bahamas is a proud and vibrant member of the international community. And finally, in 2013, Malala Yousafzai gave a powerful speech at the United Nations on her 16th birthday. Just months after surviving an assassination attempt by the Taliban, she stood before world leaders and demanded education and equality for girls around the globe. Her courage and voice turned July 12th into something bigger, now recognized as Malala Day. That's what happened on 12th of July throughout history. Made it this far? Drop your favorite historical fact in the comments. Learn something new? Hit subscribe and come back tomorrow. You never know what the past has in store.